Hello, travelers. Coming to you from Toppling Goliath in Decorah, Iowa today.
Decorah, Iowa, yeah.
Finally, not finally, but an IPA brewery.
Yeah.
Out in the cornfields of Iowa, nonetheless. I know it doesn't look like that behind us. We're actually in the brewery, but out in the middle of nowhere.
We're in the executive suite of the brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's much hillier than I expected. The ride in was not like the flat that everyone talks about.
You have to go up and down.
Yeah. Some hills.
Lots of tight turns.
So, Toppling Goliath, biggest brewery in Iowa, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And really nice folks. They just opened their restaurant here this week, and that's why we're down here. We just shot an episode, and now we're going to try some beers and yell at you guys about these beers. And these are all beers. You might not be able to get all of these if you're a Midwesterner. You might be able to get them in your local area or without a whole lot of traveling. If you're not in the Midwest, I guess you're a shit out of luck.
Find a friend because it is worth it.
Ding. The ding is for Troy.
I swear. Yeah.
One of these days we're gonna buy a little package with just Troy's face that every time he swears it'll just go ding, and there'll be another tally mark or something on the screen. Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
no.
We got a perfect picture.
So we're gonna start with their flagship beer, the Pseudo Sue.
We're gonna go to hoppy to no hops.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready to do all hops.
All the hops.
We threw a stout in there.
The perfect episode for me.
And Cicerones, hold your complaints about the hoppy to non-hoppy. We know.
Yeah.
So Pseudo Sue.
Their flagship, it's, I think in the episode, if you guys watch the episode when it comes out, they'll tell you they like to try to take a hop and make it, like, what would that hop taste like in a beer form and really showcase that hop. Liquid form. So this is the Pseudo Sue, and for this one, I believe it's the Citra hop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Citra hop showcase.
Oh, it even says it on the card. I didn't read the cards.
Yeah.
Well, Stephanie, you might as well have the first Sipperoma.
And that's
Guys,
we're
it's
not,
my day.
And we're not really dealing with like low ABV beers here. This is 6.8.
Oh, yeah.
So they're not messing around.
It's called getting shit done.
Yeah.
Well, and they all have that hazy profile that's prominent now, but they were really one of the pioneers of that profile. So these are not chasers when it comes to IPAs.
Ooh, that is good. Nice and citrusy.
And honestly, I'm not an IPA guy, but I do like this beer.
I like
the
Landon. Mike, the head brewer, really broke this beer down for us earlier, and he was saying that a good Citra hop beer should have a smidgen of a creamsicle in the back. Mm-hmm. You guys get creamsicle?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of that it's kind of like whenever they talk about that milk feeling where it kind of coats your tongue. It's that same sort of phenomenon.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting way to balance, using the hops themselves to balance themselves. That creamsicle kind of balances out a lot of the Citra.
Yep.
Instead of going more malt.
Or lactose. I mean, a lot of people will try and go for that same effect, and they'll just add lactose to the beer and
that's a good beer.
kind of hack it.
That is.
It's a T-Rex
hack
on there,
it, but-
too.
Yeah.
My college and my college's mascot was a T-Rex.
Nice.
It was a weird mascot.
Huh.
Yeah, Creation
Interesting.
Rex, they called them.
Yeah.
So we invite all of your T-Rex memes.
And actually, we
Memes?
so the Pseudo Sue, he kind of breaks that beer down in the interview that we do with him. So make sure that you watch for that episode when it gets out there on YouTube too. So you can learn about the dinosaur aspect of it as well.
Well, I think one of the things about the interview that we did today that's really stuck out to me is the depth of knowledge that he has as a brewer.
About hops in particular.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know that we could include everything that he was talking about the beer, but it's so thoughtful and deliberate, and their process is so cleaned up that, I mean, I don't know that we've ever, oh God, they're showing us the picture they would do of Troy, and it's horrific. It's so distracting.
Okay, we're going to move on to the Fire, Skulls, and Money.
Ugh.
This is a blend of Mosaic, Citra, Galaxy, and Nelson hops.
And I can honestly say I've never had.
I don't
this
know
one.
anything about Nelson, but today he talked about it a little bit.
It's actually the hop name for the band Nelson from the 80s.
I don't remember the 80s.
I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't know anyway, because 80s. Is that really Imperial?
Ooh.
Wow. Oh, no, this is the Fire. Okay, I thought we were doing the Pseudo King Sue.
We're going in the order that they put them.
Okay.
That
So
is-
we're talking Mosaic,
that is-
Citra, Galaxy, Nelson.
Damn it, Andy.
That's a sexy sip.
I think the interesting part about this one is it is fun to have hops and showcasing one hops or two hops, but there is a beauty in blending, kind of like wine. Like you can get really good blended wines. Hops, I've said before in this show, are kind of like grapes in that sense. You know, like you can blend them, you can get many flavors out of them. So this is a great blend for a very flavorful sip. It's a very complex hop sip.
Yeah, and maybe it's the Nelson because I've had the other two hops before, but that back end taste that you get, I've never had that taste before, so I'm not really sure.
Off screen is saying it's marijuana flavored.
Oh, okay.
So
Landon wouldn't know.
I have no idea. But if you're going to compare it to like Hemperer,
yeah,
you know that it doesn't taste anything like that.
It tastes way better than Hemper.
Yeah, Hemper.
Okay, we're gonna go with the Suso.
Sosis.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, these guys, their naming convention here is just meant to defeat me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I keep trying to say Sisyphus.
And if we weren't around,
That
you
is
would have
not
called
it.
pseudo-sue, pseudo-sue.
I'd be like, we got some Puso-Sue.
Puso-sue.
It's like, oh, I noticed you spelled this
sus.
weird. My first question is why?
That's why we're here. Keep you right on the train with the rest of us.
This is such a good day.
Mosaics are one of my favorite hops, so I'm quite excited for this sip.
100 IBU. That's
There-
about the
there
top
again-
range of
Ooh.
There again, the ABV, pretty high, 7.8.
Can you imagine if somebody would have made this beer 10 years ago, 15, 20 years
Oh,
ago?
people would have lost their damn minds.
2008, if this beer would have came out, the world would have either exploded or people would have not known how to handle it.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, that was in the time when Sierra Nevada Pale Ale and Dale's Pale Ale were considered hoppy
even
beers.
when
That guy's an intense beer.
Green Flash came out with their IPA, people thought it was wild,
Yeah.
like irresponsible.
Yeah.
But yet, I mean, there is a lot of hops, but you can tell that it was thoughtfully made.
No,
it's
yeah.
not.
Yep.
It's not just back the truck up with put all the hops in it just for the heck of it. You know, it's a well thought out beer.
We were having this conversation off screen, and, you know, just simply pouring a lot of hops into beer doesn't equal good beer.
Right.
You know,
Right.
there is definitely an art to making hoppy beers and understanding that flavor, everything you just said. And arguably, if you're looking at Midwest breweries, they're probably top 5 for hop.
Which
Yeah.
is a real shift because for me, when I first started drinking hoppy beers, Midwest IPA meant the maltiest IPA you can find.
Sure.
And for me, that was really unsatisfying.
That is good.
Hold on.
Sorry.
But
She's on a roll. Let her talk.
Nah, it's
Here,
fine.
I'll go.
But yeah, I mean, so there's really been this shift where they've gone from following to being leaders in that area, and I think that's really exemplified by this. What are we on to? King
This is
Sue?
King Sue, so it's Citra hops, just more, and it's worth it.
It doesn't have the. It's different on the back end than the pseudo-sue was. I mean, same hop, but more of it.
This kind of comes back like a winery can make 2 Pinot Noirs and get completely different Pinots.
Yep.
You know, that's
Yep.
essentially what's going on here.
Well, I don't feel like it feels boozier or hoppier. It just has a little bit different feel, and I don't really know.
We'll do it side by side here.
Yeah. I feel like I have to go back to it and kind of cross compare.
Simply put, the King Sue is just ballsier. Simply put.
Not just.
Yeah, it's obviously got that little more of a punch, but it's
In all the right ways.
yeah, but
It's brighter.
Not,
It's
not
brighter.
bad.
Yeah, it's more lively in a way.
Yeah, it kind of just like has that like more aggressive feeling on the tongue.
I really like it with the Citra. I
I'd
mean,
say-
Citra's. I like the Citra hop anyway.
Citra hops are probably
But-
my favorite.
When
Yeah.
it doesn't, when you put them side by side, I mean,
They pretty much look the same.
after. Oh, Andy off camera.
Yep. There you go.
I mean, I think the one thing that we haven't talked about with any of these beers, but I think it goes without saying, there's just so much fruit flavors in all of these. Like, grapefruit, there's passion fruit, there's tropical fruits. All
Some
of these
of them have
beers,
some orange rinds.
yeah, like you could sit here and parse these beers apart and really look for different fruit flavors. But we don't have time for that. So, I mean, we do, but
I mean, if you're in one of the 8 states that distributes,
Toppling
bring
Goliath.
them for a friend. I mean, like
Yeah.
that is the present. If you have a hophead friend, this is what you need to bring.
And honestly, if you get the chance to come here and visit, this is a wonderful place. You know, it's probably more than I was even expecting.
No, yeah.
You know, and I had seen pictures and you know, read the social media posts and all that. It's honestly way more than I ever thought it was going to be. And the beers that they have that are taproom only, it's probably worth a visit alone.
And I'm also they have so many IPAs. Like I'm drinking the Nomad. Stephanie's got the Nugget. The Nugget is fantastic. Nugget hop is a hop that was super popular like 10 years ago. That's kind of fallen out of favor.
The Pompeii Beach one with the coconut and the mango.
It's
it tastes like a
not coconut.
Sorry, mixed drink. As Robin would say, it's juice.
You know, so
and they have he was saying most weekends they have an imperial or a barrel aged that they have taproom only. So that itself is, I mean, and granted it was very boozy, but very good.
And that's why kind of for the last beer that we're sampling, we wanted to kind of do something that was outside the profile that they're known for.
This is their Rover Truck, which is their year-round oatmeal stout,
which is what I'm drinking.
So
that's all you guys.
Oh. And we figured throw a stout in here. This is their token stout, but let's give her a shot regardless.
I don't know if it's a token stout. They have multiple.
It is a well-balanced beer.
That is a great stout, though.
Yeah.
I actually have not had a good oatmeal stout in a while.
That's me.
You know what? You throw a little cinnamon in that and take like a cookie.
Yeah, you can make
oatmeal.
it like a Christmas oatmeal stout.
A snickerdoodle.
Yeah, that'd be
it's
really good.
It's still like light body, not overly filling.
That too, you can get.
Had a little spice to it.
I know we can get it in Wisconsin, Rover Truck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the rest of the Midwest, I don't know.
Coats her mouth nicely. Oatmeal stouts aren't easy to do right. I mean,
right.
There is a certain complexity to an oatmeal stout.
Well, and there are a lot of subpar oatmeal stouts.
Yeah. So yeah. Wow.
So yeah. Other notes about Toppling Goliath. Not the easiest place to get to, especially if you're driving from Wisconsin or southern Minnesota. It's a little easier because you're practically here already.
There's no highway.
Yeah.
Back road in it the whole way.
Well worth it.
We actually were on a dirt road before we realized we were not supposed to be on the dirt road.
Our GPS was like, you gotta go down this road. I'm like, I don't know GPS. This looks like a dirt road.
Sure enough.
GPS didn't say you're now on a dirt road.
It was totally worth it though.
Yeah, it was.
Chilling.
It was worth the drive, and it really doesn't take very long to get down here.
It's something special too that, obviously the West Coast has all these IPA breweries, and all these big cities have these cool breweries. But this place emerged in a small town in the middle of kind of nowhere, Wisconsin or America, and was able to produce some of the best IPAs I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
So
and become a leader. I mean, they admittedly don't put themselves in for a lot of awards, but they keep winning them from people who are nominating them for awards. So, I mean, that really speaks to the fact that people are coming here, they're traveling here, and that you probably should too.
And the food's great, so.
Yeah.
It's bitchin'.
And beginning of December, they're doing, and I think the tickets are already for sale or maybe sold out. The barrel age. So we got to go into the barrel room today. And they do the Kentucky brunch? Kentucky brunch. They're doing that bottle release in early December.
December 15th.
Oh, hey, we got a tour group behind us. See if anybody waves.
They won't.
Maybe somebody will wave. Yeah? No? Maybe so.
Wave.
The 15th of December is that.
Smile.
15th,
that works.
15th of December, Kentucky brunch, and you never really get the behind the scenes talk about how they decide what to put in the bottles.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
That was one of the more interesting conversations. He was saying they were super particular about what beer gets put into the actual beer. They're willing to dump barrels if they're not up to their standards, which I'd say most brewers would say that. But when you're aging a beer for 14 months and then you're like, no. Not only that, but then they also age them in maple barrels. That's why it's brunch.
Right.
Well, and that's a lot of investment. So that commitment to quality was something that we saw again and again when we talked to Mike the brewer. He just had that attention to detail. And it doesn't sound sexy, but a lot of times when we talk to the brewers, it's cleanliness, process, and fastidiousness that really makes a good beer. And, I mean, no one wants to hear that. They want to hear, wild scientists. But it really shows
Yeah.
whenever you look at their product and their following.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, you know, especially the Kentucky brunch, when he was talking about that, he was saying, you know, he has this thing in his mind what it needs to taste like, and if it doesn't taste like that, and it's still a good beer, he's still going to use it for something else.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get put into a Kentucky brunch bottle, or you know.
I'd almost be
put into
tempted
the
to come
maple
down
bottle.
for that day if I didn't want to stand in the line. That doesn't sound
You
like something I
know,
want to do.
I know this might surprise you. I'm not a big fan of crowds.
No?
I know.
I second that.
So yeah, from that standpoint,
You lived
know,
in
no.
London.
But I, you know, I support those people that come down.
Yeah.
And for those that come down, if you want to share with the rest of us,
I'd say if
we
you
would
came-
support that too.
Whoa.
We'll even let you come on the vlog.
I say that's
How about that?
a cheap way to get on the vlog.
Huh?
Bring a bottle of Kentucky brunch.
Living the dream.
Ever wanted to be a YouTuber? Now you can.
You want to hang out in the TRT studios.
Huh?
It's not at all creepy.
Want to come down to the basement?
Not at all. With a bunch of strangers, it's the best.
Old China restaurant booth
Yeah.
you can sit in.
Probably still smells like it in some spots. Anyway, so that's about wraps it up from us at Toppling Goliath. If you haven't already, like this channel, share it with your friends, comment below. Definitely comment below because we like to hear from you. And then once you're done with that, go like us on Facebook, share that with your friends, and Instagram and Twitter and all that other good stuff. And then
Just love us.
yeah,
Why don't you love us more?
Troy wants you to love us. And in a creepy way, he really wants you to love us. The rest of us just want you to love us because...
And drink more IPAs. And let us know what you think.
for
What's
Steph,
your favorite IPA
anyway.
brewery? Where should we go? Do you know any great Midwest IPA breweries that are not on the map?
Yeah, we always take
us know.
suggestions.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I thought there was something that was going to
Yeah,
come
I
after
was
there's
just like-
literally nothing.
I literally just said,
Ooh.
I was just going,
Wow.
All right, on
I was
that note,
agreeing.
on that note, here from Toppling Goliath Brewery, for all of us at Taproom Travelers, we'll see you next week. Prost.
Prost.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click down below where there's some more episodes for you to watch. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on episodes that you do watch. We hope to see you next time.